And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Clippers. They trail by 7. We've got Marcus Morris. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverly. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Harrell in at the 5, home in the paint. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
And they continue to control the glass.
Teams have dynasties. The 90s, Michael Jordan. We've seen it over. For the next decade, though, who do you think's going to lead the pack there?
Ooh, that's a great question. You know, with the way Father Time is treating LeBron, you might have to wait and see because he is still playing at such a high level. But, you know, obviously Giannis has got to be on the short list with the Bucks. For me, I really look at Luka in Dallas. I just feel like with Kristaps Porzingis, that duo could just be deadly with how the game is played. But don't sleep on the Celtics with Tatum and Brown and that group that they have with the front office they have. Man, I think the league overall is going to be in great shape moving forward.
It sure seems that way. And the Clippers call time here.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Poor rotations. I mean, slow help and just not enough toughness on the interior. They've got a lot to talk about.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Montrezl Harrell. Landry Shamet comes in for Marcus Morris. Lou Williams is checked in for George. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly. Now here's Williams. Five on the clock. Jackson from long range. Rebound the Lakers.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's something that happens to every team. You just have to ride it out, play your hardest, and live with the results.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. We were all witnesses last year to the pandemic, which struck with worldwide repercussions. The NBA was no exception. The 1920 season was altered, and this season was delayed. The league is finding a sense of solidarity and resolve under the leadership of Adam Silver. Sports is a microcosm of society as a whole, and we all are finding different ways to overcome this. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, D.A. Lakers shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
Definitely an area where they can improve. Only 73% as a team from the line last year.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from the great one. And this the first action for Junior in the NBA. A lot, Greg, to like about the future for this young player.
All the hard work and grind that Junior's put in his whole life, it's all led to this moment. Without a doubt, this is something he'll never forget.
Morris is checked in for the Lakers. Both free throws good from the great one. We've got 1:18 left in the third quarter. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And again, it's the Clippers missing.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
The Lakers have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line. That's good from the great one. Rajon Rondo is checked in for the Lakers. That one misses. Clippers trail by 17. Jackson kicks to Zubac. Pass to Williams. It out to Leonard, trying to end the drought. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Leonard's got 11.
And in college, Leonard was a 25% shooter from 3. Boy, how times have changed.
Now here's Rondo. Kuzma outside. Pass to the great one. Lock at 6. Back to Kuzma. Here's Rondo. The Clippers grab the miss.
He's been off the mark, but somehow he hasn't held them back as a team.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And Williams is sort of the classic instant offense guy. Whether he's coming off the bench or starting, he can provide a spark whenever they need one.
The Clippers have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
And he knocks down the first one. Look for the Clippers. Harrell, he's checked in for Zubac. And
Find the lane. Find the lane. One shot.
And it's been said that history is written by the victor. Certainly holds true in sports, don't you think, Greg? And with that in mind, you think titles are overvalued when evaluating the great players, individual players in history?
You know, Kevin, I think so. Having said that, I think championships do matter, obviously, and in the NBA and basketball in general, one guy can have more impact, right? Because you only play 5 and you play both ways. So it does have something to say, but I don't think that completes the narrative. You know, there's some tremendously talented guys, Karl Malone, Elgin Baylor, Patrick Ewing, Allen Iverson, a lot of greats who never won it. It's easy to count those rings, but measuring greatness has to take in the whole picture.
Hall of Famers, all of them. So for the Lakers right now, great one out there with Dion Waiters. Then there's Markieff Morris. Then there's J.R. Smith. And it's Panini in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And it's the Clippers with the ball. 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Shamet, the pass to Williams. Now here's Jackson. Defense right on him. And the Clippers miss again. Guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
Morris passes to the great one. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.
I guess we met our ends, love. Flip me again, I'm off that once again. The devil slid me once again. I got that cold, they give me riding in the Benz. I got no time for us, nobody to fight for us. Might not need your type of love, so tell me where's the sight for us. Shawty screaming Mayday, Mayday. Can I be late, this plane is crashing. I'm yelling Mayday, baby, yeah. You made of plastic, always overreacting, always for reactions, and I'ma go subtract it. Money always hiding. I got me a new chick that be calling me like Jasmine. Exes and homos, I don't wanna know what's happening. Brody told me slow me or I end up money in a basket. So this plane crashing.
Don't be afraid. I know like sometimes people don't like to get credit. They don't like to say they learned something from other people. But I never played power forward in my life, so we're saying, oh, he's the best power forward in the league right now. Or any of the other like top. I was watching their games to learn what they were doing on defense, where the sweet spot is on defense to play the drop and to play the corner and stuff like that. Like you can always learn from other people.
100% agree with that, Deanie. But when people come to me, I always come from a different angle. I say, work on your guard skills. Now, look at the NBA now. They can make reads. Everybody can make reads. So.
Everyone, going. Let's hear. Needed indeed, David. Thank you. Out there at Patrick Beverly. Then there's Harold. Then it's Marcus. And for the Warriors, the Splash Brother in the backcourt. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Green, and it's Chris in its center. Fans can be impatient, Greg, especially for the fans of teams that are slow to start a season.
And Kevin, the media as well.
Right,
I played in New York, and you know, in that town, you go big or you get talked about, no doubt about it. But with the
he is 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
Find the lane. Find the lane. One shot.
Now the free throw is good. Now leading by 1.
And for everything this guy gives you on offense, Thompson has finally gotten his due as a defensive stopper.
Yeah, I don't think he still gets his due. He's still underrated in my opinion. Yes, he made the all-defensive team in 2019. In addition to his offensive responsibilities, he has to guard the opponent's best scorer. You have to remember, Thompson's grown up in a system where sharing the ball is emphasized.
Now the pass to Leonard.
Easy chance from mid-range. Wouldn't be surprised to see them run that play again.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. The Warriors shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. First one falls for. The Warriors making a switch here. Lee's checked in. Both free throws good from Magician. And Junior coming into the NBA from college ball wasn't the top recruit from his class, Greg, but he showed what he can do.
Junior had some fantastic performances during his college career. Nobody was quite sure where he would land in the draft. This team factor in the NBA.
Warriors leading by 5. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard. Sweet little floater. Leonard's got his second bucket.
You wonder why Leonard hits for such a high percentage. Shots like that little floater right there.
The Warriors have gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. Here's Magician, guarded by Jackson. Here's Magician, plays it up and banks it in.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
And here is Zubac. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Lakers.
And it wasn't just the points. He brought hustle, he brought energy, and he brought it on the glass.
An efficient scorer inside. Morris can beat you with a variety of moves.
To the paint, here's Lee, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Both teams racking up the points to start this game.
And you wonder how long they can keep it going. At some point, you expect the defense will adjust.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. On the wing, Morris. They get a hand. Here's Magician with 1 on the clock, and no good in the last second attempt this time. It's been all about Stephen Curry for the Golden State Warriors. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Right back after this break. And earlier we spoke with Klay Thompson about the value of someone he's known a long time, Draymond Green.
You realize how easy it is to get looks from him using this.
Greg, you think about the champion. Teams deciding to change it up. 1:51 left in the first half. Shamet with it. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Leonard looking around. Back to Harrell. Just 5 on the clock. 3-pointer. The Clippers rebound. Beverly wide open. Los Angeles with another miss. And it's Thompson with the ball. He'll bring it up for Golden State. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Shamet and Leonard are on the wing. Marcus Morris is out there with Montrezl Harrell. And it's Beverly in the corner. And the rejection by Harrell. Leonard on the wing. 59 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Warriors by 9. To stop the drought. No good from Magician.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yes, getting a little ahead of himself on that play.
Offensive rebound, points. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Morris has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Here's Magician, defended by Beverly. Clippers trail by 7. They can use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Leonard. No good there with the step-back J.
You like that he's still attacking, but the results tonight just haven't been there.
Here's Magician. He's covered by Leonard. Here's Looney. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in.
A very high motor, a 7'3" wingspan.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. And then for Los Angeles, Zubac is checked in for Marcus Morris. Landry Shamet comes in for Leonard. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly. Free throw drops for Green.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Clippers trail by 13. Eric Castro out there with Looney. Then there's Gerald Green. Then it's Magician. And it's Poole in at the shooting guard position. That's the Warriors 5.
And Landry Shamet out of Wichita State. Some good young guards coming out of that program.
And another one, Gia, that comes to mind, Fred VanVleet, also a former Shocker. Both he and Fred, they are knockdown shooters.
Basket, good. Bulls got the lead up to 13 now for the Warriors.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends his speed.
A uncontested shot at the rim. You have to compete at all.
Jackson from long range. It's rebounded by Golden State. .40 seconds left here in the third quarter. And the shot goes in. Looney's got his first basket of the night.
Terrific work inside from Looney. He used to get more comfortable down there.
Clippers trail by 15. Inside. Zubac finds Jackson, and he's good on the three ball. Jackson's got 9 points in the quarter.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Here's Magician. And the rejection by Zubac. And that one goes out of bounds. Touched by Zubac. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile One block?
And that'll give him a jolt. Nothing like a rejection to light a fire under you.
He gets it up. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's the Golden State Warriors up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. What a defensive effort they put on Kawhi Leonard. It's rare to see him have the kind of trouble he's had tonight. We've got more in store for you right after this. And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already. And looking back at what was a stellar career, Greg, if there was one thing you could have done different, do you have anything on your mind?
You know, I would have loved to have had the opportunity to finish my career in New York. That was a special place, a special time. Unfortunately, that didn't transpire, but that's the one thing that stands out. That and obviously not winning a championship.
I can understand both of them.
Yes.
A moment now to reset the lineups. Brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. So for the Clippers right now, the two stars, George and Leonard, fill up the forward slots. Reggie Jackson out there with Patrick Beverley. And it's Harrell in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Damian Lee, he's checked in for Golden State. Stephen Curry comes in for Magician. And so we see the Warriors get the win here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor. Completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester. And that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And that'll do it, folks. Now for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David.
way that I move. She like the way that I rock. She like the way that I move. She let it. And she. Like a man, like a man. Billie Jean. Christian Dior. I'm up in all the stores. When it rains, it pours. She like the way I like a man. Billie Jean. Christian Dior. I'm up in all the stores. When it rains, it pours. She like the way I now in the spot. Mind to come, go to the page. With these all in my page. All of my comments is screaming my name while I'm in the club, throwing them hundreds and fifties and ones. I smoke, they know I'm wildin'. If I'm on the island, I'm snatching the cell. And now this until he free, I'm ready. Call me FaceTime for all the times we had this baseline. Easy nights. If you need this, take mine. Music came into mine. You know I'm like that. I make a movie like TNT. If you really want it, I bet I like DMB. I keep you wildin' in my section, and I keep that. Remember when I came over? Oh look, to my direction. She like the way that I dance. She like the way that I move. She like the way that I rock. She like the way that I move. She let it. And she. Billie Jean.
If you're like a 7-2 center and you get the rebound, somebody's going to drop it because they're coming to rebound. Make that read, and that'll take you to the next step.
I definitely agree with that, Brandon. But for me, I just say, like, respect your craft. You know, don't let no one stop you from doing what you want to do, not even yourself, and keep grinding. You should get what you want.
Awesome. Great advice. Well, thank you all.
Starting lineup for the visiting Cleveland Cavaliers. At small forward,
And now introducing we are new.
Kevin, thanks.
Thanks, David. Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Ashman and Love are the forwards. Stiff is out there with Colin Sexton. And it's Drummond in at the center position. And for the... Great pivots, but center matchups are far from traditional, it seems like, these days.
No doubt about it, Kevin. Once you get into this now small ball mindset, this positionless game, I mean, you're seeing guys as short as P.J. Tucker play the 5 because, listen, when you're 25 feet from the basket, if I'm 6'2" and you're 7'2", I can still guard you. So because of the spacing now, it allows you the luxury to play smaller.
And the first one drops. Both free throws good from Stiff. And here's Aminu. He brings it up for Orlando. Trailing by 4. And it's blocked.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Sexton against Carter Williams. And Sexton slams it in.
Well, just 6'2", but the vertical for Colin Sexton, nicely done. Well, a bit reckless right there. That's his second foul, and he can't afford to pick up a third.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Osman's checked in. Here's the magician, and Thompson sends it back.
That's where Thompson's length comes into play. You think you can sneak a shot over him, but he'll swat it right back at you.
He gets it in there.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Out to the right wing. The 3. And it's Osman missing. The Magic trail by 4. Carter Williams feeling it out a bit. There's the feed to Aminu. The Basket good off the assist from Carter Williams.
That's the idea. You work the ball into that area. It's a sweet spot.
Well, Cleveland shooting 45% from the field early. And that one's good. Osman.
Well, that's an example of using both vision and playmaking ability to find the open teammates. Sexton is a quality floor general.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The Magician passes to Aminu. Deep 2 from Ross. And there are the Magic with another bucket.
Oh, sweet lean in. Just no defense around. Probably could have gone straight up.
Over in the corner, Osman. Buries it from three-point range. Osman's got 6.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
And I think they count on him for that. He is a tone setter, extremely unselfish.
We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And what do you guys think about on the floor for Orlando? A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Drummond's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Kevin Love comes in for Jordan Bell. Nancy's checked in for Jetty Osman. And Stith is subbed in for Sexton. So on the floor for Cleveland, they've got Drummond, Kevin Love out there with Larry Nance. Then it's Porter. And it's Stith in at the 1 spot. The Magic trail by 7. Fultz with the ball. He's picked up by Drummond. And Fultz gets it to go.
One of the keys as a perimeter player is always stay focused through contact. Markelle Fultz makes that shot despite the physical contact.
And although the passes aren't flashy by any means, Nikola Vucevic, a very effective playmaker at the pivot.
And Vucevic is very calm when pressed. Reads the defense well and makes the simple but impactful pass. Great in dribble handoffs. It's a big reason he averages almost 4 assists a game.
Here's the Magician. Isaac outside. Stay on the clock. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Nance. Makes it off the glass. And now a 9-point Cavalier lead.
Boy, if you would let Larry Nance Jr. carve out that kind of space, turn the lights out.
Here's the Magician. Covered by Stith. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Orlando shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
Sexton, he's checked in for Porter. And Kevin Porter Jr., all the issues you'd expect from a rookie, Greg. Unforced errors, a few too many fouls and turnovers. But as you and I were talking, and as the coaches told us, the upside is huge.
I tell you, Kev, his first step with the ball in his hands is incredible. Can burst by defenders like they're waiting at a bus stop. Once he matures, he is going to be a handful to deal with. And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second, a nice way to get your offense going.
The Magic have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6. That free throw good from the Magician. And this the first action for Junior in the NBA. A lot, Greg, to like about the future for this young player.
All the hard work and grind that Junior's put in his whole life, it's all led to this moment. Without a doubt, this is something he'll never forget.
Both free throws good from the Magician. The Cavaliers leading by 9. And it's Sexton penetrating. Softly drops in the floater. Sexton's got 5 points now this quarter.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Here's the Magician, covered by Stiff, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. For Orlando, they have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight. And the first one at the line is good. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Both shots good from the stripe. "15 seconds left now here in the second. Sexton against Fultz. And there's the pass to Nance. Over Gordon. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall.
See, the combination of size, mobility, athleticism gives Aaron Gordon the necessary attributes to be an excellent defender.
And so it's Cleveland in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Clifford. What was the biggest problem for your guys in the first half?
Well, you know what? We're a defensive team first, and defense has been organized. We weren't that in that first half, and that's what we got to concentrate to get the game.
See if you revert back to your form in the second half.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Greg, you showed toughness and grit when you played. You've got to succeed in this league with those things at the forefront, right? Being tough, being gritty. And there are several players whose style you admire that play like that.
I mean, no doubt about it. You have the superstars, the Kawhis, the LeBrons, who continue to do it. They can intimidate you physically, but they also provide tremendous skill set. But 2 other guys, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, they're also guys that exemplify that toughness. You know, 2 guys, when you look at those 2, a lot of people didn't project them to be what they've become, and it's impressive to watch them take the floor night in and night out.
At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. The Magician out there with Fultz, and it's Isaac in at the small forward. And that's the group for Steve Clifford as we begin the second half. Here's the Magician, and 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact is on Colin Sexton. For Orlando, they have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here. That one is off. Orlando making some changes. Bamba is checked in for Gordon. Ross comes in for Isaac, and Evan Fournier subbed in for Fultz. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Stith comes in for Kevin Porter. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. Here is Stith. 19 points in the game. Love outside. That's tipped. Here's the Magician, covered by Stith, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. For Orlando, they have been shooting right around 75% at the line, 9 of 12 so far. First free throw is good. Al Farouk Aminu He's checked in for Orlando. Cleveland also making some changes. Jordan Bell comes in for Kevin Love. And Kevin Porter's subbed in for Stiff. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Greg, after we saw top prospects like LaMelo Ball and R.J. Hampton playing a year in Australia, the NBA G League sweetened the deal to attract those blue chippers to this G League, which I think is a very interesting topic and a very interesting way to go.
It is.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Back to Thompson. To the paint. And it's Stiff missing. And here's Aminu. He brings it up for the Magic. On the court for Cleveland. We've got Kevin Love. Tristan Thompson is out there with Bell. Then there's Stiff. And it's Nance in at the 2. Pass to Ennis. Down low. Just to shoot. Let's go. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Here is Stiff. Thompson, left side. Orlando's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. To the inside. And the layup's good off the glass.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Here is Stiff. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth. Greg, your son's been drafted. You were drafted in the NBA. As you look back on the process that you went through and your son Cole has gone through, what are some of the flags? What are some of the things that stand out to you?
First and foremost, boy, how time flies. I mean, it wasn't
Yeah,
that
no
long
kidding.
ago, at least
No
it feels
kidding.
like, that they were calling my name on draft night. But
91, right? 91.
You know, every stage of life, though, has its joys. And listen, to play the game I love and now see him playing it at this level, it's truly a blessing. And in his case, he probably loves it even more. You know, he didn't grow up the way I did. He grew up just with a true love and passion for the game. So it's humbling and obviously something to take great pride in.
You were taken out of UNLV 1991, number 12 overall. Remember, it was yesterday.
Yeah, easy call.
That's good from the Magician. Greg Jr., as you know, taken in this year's draft. He didn't last long on the board, and this team jumped on the chance to draft him.
There are a lot of high upside players in the draft, but none more so than Junior. He's an athletic monster and could end up being the best player of this class.
Both free throws good from the Magician. Greg, last season was kind of a rough one, very turbulent for the NBA. The China controversy, the passing of David Stern, Kobe Bryant, and finally the COVID pandemic. Other than that, it was kind of uneventful.
Yeah, I mean, an incredibly tough year.
Wow.
You know, you just go back to March, and who would have ever thought we would go through what we went through? And you talked about all the other issues, David Stern and Kobe both passing. You know, I'm just hopeful we get a return to normality, because that sounds pretty good right about now.
It sure does. And the Magic making a change here. Augustine's checked in. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Cleveland.
The one area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, their aggressiveness in getting steals, something I know that you really value yourself.
I think it sparked their hard to overcome that defensive pressure down the stretch.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Colin Sexton.
Well, unselfish basketball. His ability to create for others has been the story of this game.
And he makes the first.
Well, we know that injury ended Darius Garland's college career right at its infancy. But this guy smartly used his recovery time to focus on getting ready for the NBA. And boy, he's proven he can be a gifted player.
And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Olney, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Sit up, never like it. Sit up, never like it. Wait. She like the way that I dance. She like the way that I move. She like the way that I rock. She like the way that I woo. She let it. If she. Michael, baby, Michael, man.
All for joining us on 2K TV. Congratulations to a wonderful season, and I hope to see you guys defending the title next week.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's Brian again. Everything that's going on right now, NBA Finals packs are in full, and it's time to pick up some heavyweight cards. This is your chance to snag a Diamond Johnson and trust card. In other My Team news, this weekend was the final limited event. One will rise. Fill your line line up with NBA champions and go get your final ring of the season. And of course, locker codes. You know I'm always looking out for the community. Enter these codes and get ready for Friday, because that's when Season 2 in My Team will drop. That's going to come with all new rewards and features. That's all for this. I'll see you next time.
Let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Washington Wizards. At small forward, Troy Brown. At the other forward position, Rui Hachimura. At center, Thomas Bryant. At point guard, John Wall. At the other guard position, Bradley Beal. The head coach of the visiting team is Scott Brooks. Starting at point, at 6'0", number 32, Trey. At small forward, 6'7", number 10, Dorian Finney-Smith. The other forward, 6'10", number 42, Maxi Kleber. In the at 7'3", number 6, the other guard, 6'7", number 77, Luka Doncic. Your head coach is Rick Carlisle. Mavs fans, your Dallas Mavericks.
Well, we can finally say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. Hey, Dave.
Kevin, thanks very much. The Wizards have struggled the last couple of years, so some people were surprised that Bradley Beal signed an extension there. Beal said, "Today, a lot of stars want to team up. No knock, but I'm a firm believer in sticking with what you got. If I win a championship in D.C., that'll hold way more weight than if I just left and tried to win one." Kevin?
Oh, I love that story. David, thank you. And now Washington's starting group. Wall runs the point with Beal at the 2. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. And it's Brown in at the 3. And for Dallas, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Burke is out there with Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. Greg, in 1991, you were drafted 12th overall. Talk about early expectations as a first-round pick. Your son going through it right now.
Yeah, no doubt. Listen, everyone wants to see what you got. And also, you want to prove that you belong. And so, because of that, though, and especially in today's game, sometimes judgment comes way too quickly. And we've seen it with a lot of great young players that because they come in a lot earlier in terms of their age, it may take them an extra year or two to figure it all out. And so the teams that are most patient in allowing those kids to mature at their own level tend to be the ones that get the higher rewards.
Indeed. And we see so much impatience, and it causes problems. And stolen by Burke. Pass to Doncic. And that one drops.
Tell you what, guys, that's not an easy finish, but somehow Doncic makes it look rather effortless.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it, and it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Offensive rebound. And he drops in the layup. Doncic has got 5. Dallas, they have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5. That free throw good from Doncic.
And I remember when Doncic was first asked, who is your favorite player? And boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff.
The first free throw is good.
And a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Powell had an excellent college career, yet he fell to the second round of the draft. Didn't even hear his name called as he was selected during a commercial break.
Curry's checked in for Doncic. And a change for the Wizards. Mahini's checked in. And G.A., even when he did arrive to the NBA, it took Powell a while to latch on.
You know, traded a couple times in his first year. He was assigned and recalled 10 times in about a month with Boston's D-League affiliate. Finally found a home in Dallas. Everything turned around from that point forward.
Mavericks with the rebound.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it. They're tearing it up on the glass.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Smith. No good again that time. Dallas leading by 20. Maverick passes to Curry. Dallas moving the ball around. 6 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Releases. Again, the Mavericks score.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
Washington calls timeout.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
There's 31 seconds left in the first quarter. To the middle, and they get it. And it's Wagner missing. Mavericks leading by 22. It's tipped, and he gets it back.
That's his first personal.
For Dallas, they have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers. And trailing here in the early going, too many careless fouls, and they're giving up a lot of trips to the line.
Yeah, not only the trips to the line are a concern, but the foul trouble also. You've got to play defense with your feet and do so without fouling.
Napier passes to Wagner. Just 3 on the clock, and he goes in for the dunk.
Nothing soft about the putback there.
And why chance it, right? Take the dunk if you've got it.
Well, you know, if nobody's going to put a body on him, then that's going to be the result.
And the buzzer sounds to end the first, and we've got a blowout underway here. The Mavericks on top, just dominating this one. With a whole new group out there. Greg, we know the names of the superstars, but there are players that are just under that category who probably should get a little more recognition.
Hey, Kevin, that's a great point, and I'm going to toot my alma mater's horn a little bit. Christian Wood's a guy that kind of reminds me of that. He's kind of on the come up. How about Devontae Graham, the second rounder back in 2018, but he's showing to be an established young talent in this league. And there are many more guys like that, and they're going to have their opportunity to become household names.
Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Doncic out there with Maverick, and it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward position. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Here's Kleba, and that one is off. Now Washington takes it the other way, and the Wizards with possession. They're on a 17-7 run. They get it again. Bryant. And that will be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Porzingis. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
And as for last season, he was a 74% shooter at the line.
Both good from the line that time. There's 1:54 left in the first half. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, the Mavericks have their young star tandem in Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. KP said, we can be a pretty deadly duo. It's only going to be a matter of time. Once we get that two-man game going, it's going to be hard to stop. Guys, it's already hard to stop. Back to you.
Team on the rise, David. Thank you so much. Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis.
You know, Porzingis is a guy who's used to having to fight his way through the defense, and balance allowed him to do that there.
Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But, you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
Porzingis with the block.
Boy, Porzingis doing a nice job staying in position and then using his reach to block shots.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Already he's looking at his 3rd foul. I think the coach will probably look to sit him down until the 3rd quarter.
How about that mobile 1 block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Hardaway's checked in. And a switcher also for Washington. Davis Bertans checks in for Troy Brown. Hardaway against Wall. There's the pass to Bryant. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. He's had 4 chances at the line, made them all. And the first one at the line is good.
We are having a lot of success from the line here in the second quarter.
Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Dallas. Burke comes in for Maverick. Bryant hits them both.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends it.
And so it's the Dallas Mavericks with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. All around.
Thanks very much, Bradley. The old saying.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the... And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Looks to go for a different look here. Dwight Powell's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Seth Curry, he's checked in for Luka Doncic. The Mavericks subbed in for Burke. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Mo Wagner's checked in for Thomas Bryant. Bertans comes in for Hachimura. Smith checked in for Brown. And it's Napier in for John Wall. Taking a look at the Wizards. Smith is out there with Shabazz Napier. Then there's Mo Wagner. Then there's Bradley Beal. And it's Bertans in the power forward. Here's Beal. Here's Wagner. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Wagner's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And I tell you what, they're doing their best to cut down the lead with some smart offense here in the second half. Shot selection much improved since the break.
Here's Beal. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. And that's 21 points for Beal. .110 left in the third. And stolen by Napier. To the inside, Smith.
Boy, and the intelligence of Smith. Really cool to see him get the defense to come into him when he's going up for a shot.
He's 0 of 2 at the line in this one. The free throw drop. One is no good.
And they are shooting themselves in the foot here. They've lost their touch at the line. The percentage continues to drop from where it was in that first half. You know, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Mavericks?
Guys, they've done a nice job of drawing countless fouls in this game, and as a result, they've gotten a ton of points at the line.
And also, their mid-range game has been impressive. A tough shot to rely upon, but they really had it going tonight.
There's 42 seconds left in the third.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Here's Maverick. Bertans defending. No good from Maverick. Wizards trail by 6. Brown outside. Over Hardaway. They grab their own miss. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Here's Maverick. Count that bucket. Maverick 7 points.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Now here's Napier. Tight defense on him. Chalk up 2 there.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget it.
Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the fourth quarter. Mavericks ahead, up by 4. And time to... And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
So we see the Mavericks get the win here. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
Well, I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And folks, for Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.
All of my comments are screaming my name while I'm in the club, throwing them hundreds and fifties and ones and ones. I smoke, they know I'm wildin'. If I'm on the island, I'm snatching the cell. 40 the night is until he free. I'm racing. Tell my call me FaceTime for all the times we had to FaceTime. Freaky nights. If you need to take mine, please don't take mine to mine. You know I'm like that. I'll make a movie like TNT. And you really want it, I bet I like DMB. I keep you island in my section, and I keep that.
There are so many modes in NBA 2K, it's definitely easy to miss all that's there.
And if you haven't checked out my
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. You feel the energy. These guys are ready to go. The Staples Staples Center, downtown Los Angeles, and the freeways of LA, all painting the picture just where we are tonight. It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. Welcome everyone to the broadcast table. Chris Webber to my right, Greg Anthony to my left. I'm Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge on our sideline. DA, take it away.
Kevin, thank you very much. Last season, the Lakers duo of LeBron and AD became, it was, as we all expected, a perfect pairing. And LeBron said, it's goals, the same drive. I just know that those two are scary for the rest of the league. Kevin?
You're right, Dave. That is scary. Thanks for that one. Plenty of experience, Greg, on the floor tonight. How does that shape what we're about to see, do you think?
You know, Kevin, this is one of those games where guys are going to be smart out on the floor. They're going to be in the right positions to make plays. And honestly, this could come down to who makes the bigger, tougher shots.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Mitchell is the 2 with Ingles at the 3. Gobert is out there with Bogdanovich. And it's Conley in at the point guard. And for Los Angeles, Green and LeBron at the 2 and the... Los Angeles will go for a different look here. JaVale McGee's checked in for Howard. Markieff Morris comes in for Davis. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Rajon Rondo. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in for Green.
At this point of his career, McGee knows who he is, a hustler, an energy guy who uses his athleticism to his advantage.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Bradley against McGee, and Bradley gets it to go. Bradley's got his 3rd basket of the night. Now LeBron. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against the Clippers in Los Angeles. Passes it to Caldwell-Pope. High post try. Near the 3-point line, it's Morris. Gets an open look and hits.
Morris is excellent and cashing in on the catch and shoot. I mean, he's terrific at firing off the pass.
And we'll be back with you shortly. And always interesting to hear from Donovan Mitchell, who recently spoke about the team's progress.
Everybody had their expectations of what we should be or will be, but at the end of the day, you know, we got to be able to focus on us, you know. Obviously, we went through a little bit of a rough patch.
And, you know, Greg, Mitchell's going to be right in the middle of it, leading the way.
And on top of everything else he does, he's elite at getting his own shot. We've seen him carry this team offensively at times. Boy, he is special.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
Attacking, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the line.
They were just a more aggressive team. I mean, feeding off this crowd's energy.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And so in the game for the Jazz, Bradley is out there with Junior. Then it's O'Neal. Then there's Emmanuel Mudiay. And it's Niang in at small forward. O'Neal inside. He's guarded by Caldwell-Pope. Clock at 6. Here's Niang. 2 points. That one goes. Niang's got his first points of the night.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Tipped away. LeBron passes to Morris. Over Junior, and there's Morris. That's good on the assist by LeBron. Morris has got the lead up to 4 now for Los Angeles.
And LeBron James still the face of the league as he goes into his mid-30s. The impact he's had on this sport is really immeasurable.
Come on, Jerry. I mean, he's one of the most recognizable athletes in the world. I mean, it's scary to think that LeBron can still turn it on and take over when he needs to. And you know what? Playoff LeBron is a very real thing. Excellent court awareness. James has always had terrific instincts as a playmaker.
Lets it go with a three. Count it, and the Laker lead has been cut down now to just 3 in the basket from O'Neal.
He'll do some damage if they give him that shot. Don't give him a clean look. Get out there on him.
And the Lakers call time here. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Substitution here for the Lakers. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Davis comes in for Markieff. And so it's Los Angeles heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot, Dwight. What are you seeing from your opponent tonight?
They're a tough team. You know, they play hard, they play together, they move the ball, and they know how to play within the offense, you know. And we've been doing a better job on the defensive end, and I think tonight we came out with the right mentality. We just got to keep it up.
Dwight, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. One guy who's been getting it done is Danny Green.
But really, the numbers aren't gaudy. They don't stick out, but his energy and impact does.
You're right. Go in the locker room, ask anyone on his team. He's not worried about statistics as much as he is about winning.
LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Green and Rondo in the backcourt. And it's Howard in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. And so James will bring it up for the Lakers. It's a 5-point game. Pass to Davis. They kick it out to Green. Trying to get open is Davis. They get it back. Gobert with the defensive effort.
Some very aggressive defense to prevent the easy lay-in.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Mike Conley is a 3-time Sportsmanship Award winner. He's also won the Teammate Award. And he's never been assessed a technical foul at any level of basketball. Now, some ask if going easy on the refs costs him calls down the road. But Coach Quinn Snyder said, it's hard to imagine that handling yourself with poise and respect can ever be a negative. Guys?
Well said. Thanks, David. And the pass to Ingles. Greg, how special was it for you that you had your number 50 retired at UNLV?
You know, that's something that I can honestly say. As a kid, you dream about a lot of things. Winning, you know, playing at the highest levels. That's something I never really fathomed, is to have your jersey hanging up in an arena. That was a surreal moment, a really cool moment, and it was awesome to be able to share it with my family and friends.
And people probably don't know that you grew up in Las Vegas, so it was probably doubly special, wasn't it?
Exactly. Born and raised.
James has got his 4th rebound in this one.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half. They haven't needed him as much as I thought they would tonight.
To the paint. And Bogdanovich throws it down.
Yeah, the length and height of Bogdanovich is impressive. Outstanding at slamming it down there when he got the chance.
And last season, at least at first, it was a challenge for Ingles to mesh with Mike Conley.
Yeah, I mean, Conley came in to run the offense, which kind of took the ball out of Ingles' hands a little bit. But then Conley goes out with the hamstring, and that allowed Ingles to get back into rhythm, and he's been able to handle that load many times for this group.
Timeout called the Lakers. Los Angeles with some changes. JaVale McGee's checked in for Howard. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Rajon Rondo. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Green. Utah also making some changes. Junior's checked in for Bogdanovich. O'Neal comes in for Joe Ingles. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Mike Conley.
Powerful presence on the court. It's hard to match James' strength and size.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. On the wing, Mitchell. Back to Mudiay. Unloads. Misses off the left iron.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Caldwell Pope with it. Now defended by Mudiay. Here's Davis. And he banks in the layup. Now it's a 4-point Los Angeles lead.
Oh, the defender plays tough, but Davis is tougher. Plays through the contact with authority.
Pass to Mitchell. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. And here's Gobert inside. That's good for Mitchell on the assist by Junior. 14 points for Donovan Mitchell.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
James looking it over. The teardrop falls in.
His individual effort has been outstanding tonight, and it's helped him grab the lead.
Jazz trail by 4. Mitchell outside. Floats one up. No good that time. Caldwell Pope with some nice D. And here's Caldwell Pope. He brings it up for the Lakers. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand.
Yeah, liking the vision there from Caldwell Pope, looking to get his guys going when they're open.
30 seconds left to play in the third. Mudiay. And Davis sends it back. This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
Mitchell against James. And Davis sends it back.
And you see how the Browns led the league in swats. Not only the wingspan, but the awareness. Reading the game.
And so it's Los Angeles with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of work right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them And what a beautiful feat.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV, it'll make it into the film.
And with these teams locked, fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Taking a look at the Jazz, we've got Bradley. Conley out there with Clarkson. Then there's Bojan Bogdanovic, and it's Niang in at the three, the small forward. And Davis can't get it to go.
He doesn't get the finish, but the D's got to be quicker to rotate and stop him from getting to the rim.
Here's Conley. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Davis has got 6 rebounds in the game. The wide open look here for Kuzma. Kept the fight. Davis kicks to Kuzma. Los Angeles with another miss.
Now, he hasn't chipped in with many points tonight. The good thing he has the guys around him to carry the weight.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Joe Ingles is checked in for George Niang. Here for the Lakers. Is checked in for Kyle Kuzma. Howard comes in for Danny Green. And LeBron's subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Junior's checked in for the Jazz. Donovan Mitchell comes in for Clarkson.
That play from Junior, taking the contact, getting the shot off, that tough Newark mentality.
And at this point in Junior's career, the team trusts him. His playing time has steadily increased. He's a solid bet to see a decent amount of floor time every game moving forward.
And with the way he's played, Greg, they can't afford to sit him. Junior's a clear value to this team when he is on the floor playing.
What I love about Junior, he's got grit and tenacity. He's always looking for ways to improve.
Green, he's checked in for the Lakers. Rondo comes in for Dwight Howard. And the second free throw, good.
Boy, he'd sure like to have that miss back. Hard to chip away at a lead when you're leaving freebies at the line. And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Lakers.
Well, the one thing that jumps out in this game is the free throw shooting, which they did a much better job at.
Absolutely. A big plus. And oftentimes your performance at the line can be the difference in a game. And I think tonight we saw that.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for LeBron.
He hung a big number on the scoreboard, and it wasn't just because he was hot. He did it with movement and tenacity.
And the Jazz making a change here. Morgan's checked in. George Niang comes in for Joe Ingles. Moutier, he's checked in for Donovan Mitchell. And it's Portis in for Mike Conley. That's good from McGee. 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Moutier with the ball. He kicks to Junior. Five to shoot. Out to the right wing. Here's Niang. Another miss by Utah. Now here's Waiters. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Chris Webber, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.
JJ with a palm pilot. All this money on my mind, I told it the body, yeah, yeah. I got a grab dope, brand new white Rolls Royce at the toe. I was out vlogging, I ain't have a choice, I ain't even had no code. I put my wrist inside the freezer, watch the paddock roll. Think about the time that we was kids, we was hopping fences. I was staying inside the trench. I keep it for you and you, I know the ops intentions. Back in Genesis, I was OT. She got up streets by my side, you don't want with her. I felt so stuck in my life, I had to. If I hurt your feelings, I'm sorry, I don't apologize. My penthouse got a bird's view through I got Porsche with the front guy. Got a hand cut the JJ with a palm pilot. All this money on my mind, I told the body, yeah, yeah. I'm not a rapper waiting for a blow up. Win a Grammy, but don't never show up. Far as what I'm doing, got a lot more on the way. Let the song cry, but it's a lot that I don't say. So much is at stake, I need a lot more on my plate. Get or you get got, the only option where I stay. Yeah, I see them plotting, but I'm safe. I don't post too much, can't let no op know on my place. Gotta keep my distance if you toxic to my space. I came off the block and now I'm popping out the states. Yeah, they run a just touchdown, alright. Coming for the bag and it's mine on sight. They ain't hit me last year, now they got time. Just touchdown, tell them, hit my line. It's that time, this ain't sound, it's a vibe. We was down, we survived. Peep us now, we all right. I put pressure on these rappers doing numbers, don't I? Drop an album, then I ghost a couple summers, don't I? Got it looking mighty easy for a come up, don't I? Dream so big that my ideas are hard to stomach, don't I? Yeah, got it jumping 10 years later, don't I? Execute so well, I bet they think I made it, don't I? I do me so well, it's hard to imitate it, don't I? Talking to myself like all the greats is crazy, don't I? Yeah, I guess I really get right to it, don't I? Keep a smile like we was never going through it, don't I? Circle tight like I got no room for improvement, don't I? Navigate from we was stuck to this a movement, don't I? Yeah, they run a beast out me. Somebody please stop me. It's just me dropping. They just eavesdropping. I don't need nothing. Why you mean mugging? That don't mean nothing. Just touchdown, alright. Coming for the bag and it's mine on sight. They ain't hit me last year, now they got time. Just touchdown, tell them, hit my line. It's that time, this ain't sound, it's a vibe. We was down, we survived. Peep us now, we all right. Just touchdown, alright. Coming for the bag and it's mine on sight. They ain't hit me last year, now they got time. Just touchdown, tell them, hit my line. It's that time, this ain't sound, it's a vibe. We was down, we survived. Peep us now, we all right.
Out My League or My GM yet? Now's the time, because with NBA 2K21, it's all about giving the fans more control.
So we decided to dive into the mode that puts the league in your hands.
In this week's game, tips, we're taking a deep dive through all the current gen My League modes in NBA 2K21. Here, you can create your own dynasty with the roster of your dreams, or you can play customizable season and playoff experiences. Let's start with My League. This is your chance to create an 80-year experience where you'll be able to manage every facet of the teams and rules in your league. You'll also oversee all the on-court and off-court actions within your association, such as front office moves, coaching changes, as well as relocation and expansion. Do you have the skills to navigate through NBA history and leave a lasting legacy on the league? This is your chance to find out. My League also has two main game modes, offline and online. If you're playing offline, you'll be able to choose which franchises you'll take control of and which franchises will be run by computer. But if you're up for some online gaming, then you'll be able to create your own customizable league that you and your friends can play in. The more the merrier.
Another game mode within My League is My GM. Ever wondered what life as an NBA general manager is like? If so, this is the mode for you. Maintain relationships, develop your skills, and carve out your own unique path as you go from front office rookie to experienced executive. Learn the trials and tribulations of building a championship roster by interacting with your staff, making trades, and scouting future talent. Get to know the governor you'll be working under and make sure you're on the same page about short-term and long-term goals. Don't let them down. Each week you'll have limited amount of action points to make changes and implement decisions, so play accordingly. Over time you'll gain trust, approval of fans and management, and increase your daily action points to accomplish even more of your goals. In My GM, you can also choose to play offline or online. Do you want to play against a computer, or do you want to have your weekly score matched up with gamers around the world? It's all up to you.
Another game mode included within My League is Season Mode. If you're looking to take over a team for a single season instead of a multi-year experience, then this mode was made for you. Choose between the NBA and WNBA and play a single season with your favorite team, all while enjoying the classic My League experience. Can you pull off the quick turnaround and win a title for your team? Because this championship or bust mode is ready for all challengers.
But let's say you want to skip the regular season and go right to the buzz of the postseason. In that case, My League also offers Playoffs mode, where you can enjoy a customizable NBA or WNBA playoffs experience. Pick which teams will make your postseason bracket and get the tournament started. You can play the games yourself, simulate them, or a combination of both as you eventually crown your NBA.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And here were the Clippers driving clear, getting mentally prepared to go to work on the road. And that's Coit Tower, perched high atop the hill here in San Francisco. We're just about set for action. And you've got it on 2K Sports for Wednesday night action in the NBA. With Brett Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. And the Clippers starting five. We've got Kawhi Leonard, Patrick Beverly out there with Paul George. Then there's Harold, and it's Morris in at the four. And for the Warriors, Curry and Clay, the Splash Brothers, in the backcourt. Marquise Chris is out there with Draymond Green, and it's Wiggins in at the three slot. Tonight, great two teams with a lot of history that know each other very, very well.
And sometimes familiarity breeds contempt, and that goes for the players, coaches, and fans. This one might get heated.
I'm sure you felt. Some changes for Golden State. Looney's checked in for Chris. And it's Eric Paschal in for Green. And then for Los Angeles, Zubac is checked in for Montrezl Harrell. Doc comes in for Morris. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Here's Leonard, and it's in there. Leonard's got 5 points so far.
Yeah, you could be as physical as you want with Kawhi Leonard. He just stays with it and is unshaken.
Passes it to Curry. .144 left here in the opening quarter. It's good. Curry's got his second basket of the night.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league. And, of course, having that broken hand last season, Curry couldn't help the Warriors avoid a disastrous season.
Kevin Durant gone. Clay rehabbing. The Warriors, I mean, legitimately just left with no scoring whatsoever. But Steph Curry, when he's healthy, changes that whole narrative.
Thompson in the post. Working on Zubac. The shot by Thompson, no good. Picked up by Thompson. 54 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Looney. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
And last year, just a tough one for Looney. Just couldn't find a way to stay on the court.
Grabbing that jersey for just 20 games last year, and every time he seemed to recover from one nagging injury, another one would pop up, and Looney very frustrated with how last year went, and so were his teammates.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
Kevon Looney, a guy who's going to carve out a very nice career in the NBA. Remember, his rookie season just played 5 games due to that severe hip injury that he was suffering from. Once he's gotten healthy, he's shown that he can be a major contributor to any team.
Gerald Green, he's checked in for Golden State. Lee comes in for Klay Thompson. He's perfect from the line this time. Clippers trail by 12. Pass to Shamet. 41 seconds left in the first. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And already at such a young age, Landry Shamet considered one of those critical role pieces for a very good team. Sky's still the limit for where he can get to.
It's his first trip to the line.
And last season, 86% from the line. So he's always had that calm presence at the line. No.
For the Warriors, Chris, he's checked in for Kevon Looney. Green comes in for Eric Paschal. Wiggins is checked in for Green. And it's Thompson in for Damian Lee. That's good from Stephen Curry.
And looking at Curry's stats, one thing that jumps out, and it may be a little surprising, for the last 3 seasons, he's averaged over 5 rebounds a game.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. Montrezl Harrell is out there with Doc. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. And it's Beverly in at the 1. Shot clock at 6. Shoots it up. And again, it's the Clippers missing. And those rebounding numbers, GA, just speak to Curry's overall impact.
And when you look at Steph's size and the amount of time he spends on the perimeter, there's no way he should be cleaning the glass like that. But you can't teach heart and you can't teach instinct, and he has both.
Here's Beverly, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
Well, how about Patrick Beverly showing you at a point guard?
Curry. George against Thompson. Count it, good.
Oh, man, this would be a different ball game if they didn't have this type of scoring to rely on.
We've got 1:55 left to play in the first half. Beverly, the pass to Leonard. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. It's going to be on Andrew Wiggins.
With those long arms and with the high release point, Leonard is practically daring you to foul him.
And in a player empowerment era, no greater power move than Kawhi Leonard's last year. Fresh off a Finals MVP with the Raptors, he signed with his hometown Clippers and compelled a trade for Paul George.
Think about that 14-month run where Kawhi Leonard made his way to Toronto, a team that was on the cusp for many seasons, goes there, wins the MVP and the championship for the Raptors, and then ends up in his hometown of Los Angeles to try to do the same for the Clippers. Now that's getting it done and writing your own story.
First one falls for him. Your son Cole Gregg was one of the top high school players in America. A lot of services had him #1. Talk about what it was like going through the recruiting process as a dad.
You know, it was fun for the most part because he really kind of kept everything in perspective. And the teams we dealt with, the schools we dealt with, man, they were all top notch. So that process, about as enjoyable as one could ask for, but at the same time, it's still stressful, man. It's still your little guy getting ready to head off to college.
Well, you're a dad and a proud one at that.
Yeah, that's just working for the better shot. We always talk about in the NBA, good to great, great possession there.
Outside Leonard. Beverly with the ball. Down low, here's Doc. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
The Clippers have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line. And he can't get the first one. The Warriors making a switch here. Haskell's checked in. So he can't get either to fall.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Yeah, tough to knock Klay Thompson with that slide off balance. Even when he gets hit, he maintained control on that play.
And I hope kids out there are watching the textbook form on Thompson's jumper.
So many things that you can check the boxes on in terms of the fundamentals of a great shooter. It starts at the base. It's great footwork. You square up. You got a quick release, and you got to follow through. It really is something to watch.
That free throw good from Thompson.
When you think about with everything that's going on in Klay Thompson's career and the surrounding talent that he's had with him, he still goes out and takes care of his business as a defensive stopper and takes tremendous pride in what he can do offensively.
Deep two from Beverly. Here's Harrell, and Harrell slams it in.
That's what Harrell does. He's in there mixing it up, and he goes right back up for a shot.
Warriors leading by 14 inside, and Thompson gets it to go in on the assist by Curry. Thompson's got 27 points.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Leonard kicks to Beverly. Rolls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
Well, Beverly showing a bit of his speed right there, out of the blocks, hoping to get something on the drive on the inside.
Pass to Pascal to the inside. Thompson, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
And these are his second and third free throws tonight. That free throw good from Thompson.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
And the Warriors with some changes. Kevon Looney is checked in for Draymond Green. Gerald Green comes in for Wiggins. And it's Damian Lee in for Steph Curry. And so Thompson nails both of them.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
Here's Jackson. Warriors with the rebound.
Well, a lot of players in the league are going to make that shot, and for him, it's pretty much automatic. It's a good defensive effort to prevent the layup.
And the basket by Pascal.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Klay Thompson has been leading the charge for the Golden State Warriors. He has been a determined scorer today. 29 points altogether for him. And I think there's more where that came from. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Andrew, the energy and effort were apparent throughout that first half. How were you able to do it?
We had a good practice, working hard, really putting things together. Keep doing it and come out with the W.
Hey, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Klay Thompson has been sensational.
Yeah, and through the first two quarters, he has been the...
Here's Williams. He kicks it to George. Back to Williams. Los Angeles with another miss. Warriors leading by 10. To the middle. And it's Wiggins missing.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Andrew Wiggins, the kind of guy that people watch with a microscope, but he has cut down on inefficient shots, those long twos, has started to take more threes, using his athletic ability when he gets on the inside to get to the foul line.
Outside Curry. Shoots over Leonard. And it's off the back rim, no good.
Well, he's a guy that count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
Here's Todd. And again, no good by the Clippers. And Wiggins looking more aggressive off the bounce. Brent getting into the teeth of the defense.
Yeah, and his assists are climbing because of that. Also his turnovers. So now what you want to do is slow down the game for Andrew Wiggins and show him on film where his outlets are and where his decision making can be that much better.
First trip to the line for him here. Free throw drops for Pascal. Greg, which team do you think has the toughest offense to stop in the NBA?
You know, in their heyday, it was the Warriors, no doubt about it. Now, though, things are changing a little bit. It's a tough one to say. The Bucks seem to be amazing with what they're doing with Giannis. The Rockets with that 1-2 punch of Harden and Westbrook is incredible. And don't sleep on the Lakers or the Clippers, partner. Right now, there's a few of them out there that I would lose a lot of sleep over trying to prepare to play against.
Yeah, I'm glad you included the two LA teams. To the paint. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Wiggins has got 6 assists here tonight. And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. They trail by 14. Jackson against Lee. And the basket by Jackson. Jackson's got 7 points.
And with the defender draped all over him, Jackson has that strength to fight through the contact.
Wiggins passes to Looney. Williams against Green. 6 on the shot clock. Over Williams. And he overshot that one, missing. Clippers trail by 12. Jackson drives in. Banked in off the glass. Jackson's got 4 points this quarter.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Green, the pass to Looney. Some nice passing by Golden State here. And the basket is good.
You can make it so much easier for your teammate when you throw that lead pass that gets to him right on the money, whether that's on the run or in the shooting pocket.
Jackson down low, guarded by Green. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
And that is just a deflating error on his part.
Yeah, he knows he shouldn't have made it, and that's just really overall a frustrating sequence that hopefully doesn't stick with him.
So it's a narrow victory for the Warriors, pulling out the W. That was a fun night of basketball. Fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And that'll do it, folks. For Brent Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Ulmer, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you later.
Been moving through the city like a phantom in the opera of a dark caramel. Cleopatra, holy matrimony since in the cabana. Same time I'ma move up to Atlanta. I was in Miami trying to dodge the cameras. It's drama, so dramatic for the. Shake for 100 days, still underrated, son. Even if they tell me I'm top 5, undebatable. They even tell me I'm not high. Put it on my mama, all you from about time. Same clothes, they told me to watch mine. To be first saying I love me, that's all cap. You see where I'm headed? I know you want that. I know where you're headed. I know when it's. You gon' be a Benedict, I'm betting it on wax. Stay fugazi. You making my move crazy. You making me choose how I might move, what I might do lately. Oh, you made me my worst version. Makes sense why my words worth it. And maybe I should walk in your shoes, but I just do first person. No church sermons in the Serengeti. Swearing that we never ready.
NBA or WNBA champion. The grind of the postseason is no joke, so come prepared.
So much to do and so many challenges to face in these seasons to come.
This is an aerial view of our location today, Sacramento, the capital of California. And nothing.
Hey, good evening, Kevin. The Kings are trying to snap their long playoff drought. And their star point guard, De'Aaron Fox, says, I've always been a winner at every...
DA, the Sacramento fans would love to see that as well. Thanks so much for that report. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. McCollum, the 2, and Hood, the 3. Nurkic is out there with Anthony, and it's Lillard in at the 1 spot. And for the Kings, Hield and Barnes are the 2 and the 3. Parker out there with Bagley, and it's Fox in at point guard. Well, we've seen some head coaching changes, Greg. We're early in the season. How long does it take to fully implement, do you think, a new system with a new coach? It's a completely new group on the floor for the Kings. This is his second attempt at the line tonight.
And as for last season, he was a 74% shooter at the line.
And that one misses.
Yeah, he's a nice pay raise this summer for Bogdan Bogdanovic. I mean, wings of his skill level, highly valued in today's game.
Here's Whiteside. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
Great court awareness from the crafty guard McCollum. I mean, a good teammate likes hitting his open guys.
Back to Wallace. LeBase passes to Holmes. To the middle, 5 on the clock. Count that one.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
To the inside. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to go on Rashawn Holmes.
Hard to cover a shooter of Whiteside's height. I mean, defenders tries to make up the difference in fouls.
This is his first free throw of the game. Free throw, good, Whiteside. And both free throws good from Whiteside.
Yeah, and that's what you like about Whiteside. I mean, the rim protection, the rebounding, the intimidation factor. I mean, still developing as an offensive player, making strides, but not there yet.
Lets it go. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Oh, don't forget about this fella for a second. He is the definition of dangerous.
The pass to Whiteside. There's 25 seconds left to play in the first quarter. It's McCollum with the drive. Yes, that goes in.
Ooh, what body control from McCollum. This guy's just a scorer. He takes on all comers.
Pass to Bogdanovic. And there it is for him.
And that's a nice possession. Did a good job to get that open shot.
And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. It's Sacramento up 3. Live from Golden One Center. You're watching 2K Sports. And before the game, we ran into Damian Lillard, who touched upon the team's camaraderie.
What we've learned is staying together, staying with it, staying positive, and just being consistent, you know, in our work and our preparation. It shines through, and you know it has.
Entirely new group here for Portland. And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
On the court for the Trailblazers. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Anthony out there with Nurkic, and it's Trent in at the three.
Rising off the ground with such intensity. When Nurkic is this close, he wants to slam it down.
Lillard against Fox from 12 feet out. And no good. Trying to use the glass. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Trailblazers. They trail by 9 points. Their next game is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas for a game with the Mavericks. That'll be the second on the road in the midst of this long 4-game road stint. On the wing, Barnes. Latrey, good, and a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got his 5th assist in this one. 1:06 left to play here in the half. McCollum outside. Back to Lillard. Passes it to Trent. Lillard attacking, and Parker with the block.
This is the defense you want to see from Parker, stepping up with the big-time block.
And he gets the bucket. Fox has got the lead up to 11 now for Sacramento.
His teammates keep getting him the ball in his favorite spots. He's done a lot for his shooting percentage.
Cullen passes to Nurkic. And stolen by Barnes. 29 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And they pick up 2. Hield's got 7 points in the game.
His field goal percentage is creeping up there now. I mean, it wasn't pretty in the first quarter.
Trailblazers trail by 13. 19 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Lillard against Fox. McCollum outside. Just 3 to shoot. Connects from 3-point range. He has 7.
With a quick, accurate release, McCollum thrives on catch-and-shoot opportunities.
Doesn't go for it. And so it's the Sacramento Kings with a 10-point lead. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third. We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Both teams making substitutions here. 1:57 left in the third quarter of the game. Pass to Wallace. Back to Bogdanovich. Just 5 on the clock. Lays it up off the glass. Bogdanovich has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Nimble moves on the drive from Bogdanovich. I mean, making it tough for the defenders to stay on him.
We've got the beast. Wallace is out there with Bogdanovich. Then it's Alex Len, and it's Bielitsa in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. There's the 3. Out that one, and the Kings' lead has been cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Trent.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and they aren't just chucking up anything. I mean, they're doing a great job of creating quality looks.
Here's the beast. Out to Wallace. Trying to get open his Len. Bucket is good. Wallace has got his 2nd bucket tonight.
and they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
The pass to Whiteside. Shoots over Len. Whiteside, no good.
Now look, even if he had other places to go with the ball, that's a good shot. You can't blame him for letting that one fly.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
When you think of Bielitsa, his shooting comes to mind. He's a solid player who knows his role on his team.
Sacramento making a switch here. Fox is checked in.
Oh, this is a big fella who has no problems at the foul line. I mean, a very smooth touch on his stroke.
Back to Lillard. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Fox passes to the Beast. The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. Kings lead by 5. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on the platter and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
Reach the fourth quarter, and what has been a competitive game should be an exciting finish. And on the floor for Portland in the fourth, they got Whiteside. Hood out there with Anthony. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Trent in at the 2-guard. Len's shot is off. And so it's Anthony bringing it up for Portland. It's a 5-point game. Trent gets the bucket.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Bogdanovich looking around. And good that time. And the Kings lead by 4.
Down, Bogdanovich is fantastic at adjusting his body and shot when he gets hit.
Here's Trent. Back to Lillard. Jacks up a 3. And places another 3.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. And during this timeout, I'm sure they'll be hydrating themselves with Gatorade. All the effort out there on the floor. And these timeouts can be such a huge factor in getting a short rest and recharging the battery. And the Kings will go for a different look here. Bagley, he's checked in for Alex Len. Parker comes in for the Beast. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Bielitsa. And Hield subbed in for Bogdanovich. Barnes outside. Back to Hield. And so it's Sacramento who scraped by with the win. That was a fun night of basketball. Fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Owens, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Number 20, this is for panel IN. Right, so this is, we're just going to give you
I used to study the grades. I used to play back they tape. From Kobe to Tupac to Mike. From Nas to Magic to Nate. I used to dig in the crates. I couldn't stop, had no brakes. Surrounding myself with the red. Excluded myself from the fake. Took up my anger with ball. Picked up my pain with the bars. Ain't talking. I'm talking lyrics that's hard. Just started. They used to say I was hard. My flow was out of this world. I'm talking Venus and Mars. Now I just rap on cards. Now I just stack up. I gotta make it for real. I do whatever it takes. Failure's no option to me. Learned that from love and a nip. Hustle, it gotta be grand. I learned that from Tip. I keep the. Told my best not to slip. I told my best to hold on. I tighten up with my grip. It took some time to get here. I ain't blow up off the rip. And I'm still chasing my dreams. Chasing the dough, make it flip. And you still hear a dream. Dream I would be in the league. Dream of them chanting my name. Andre for MVP. That went away after a while. I fell in love with the team. I fell in love with the music. Music is all that I need. Anything for a dub. Had the highest confidence, man. Everyone was a scrub compared to me and Drake. We was the hottest in the city.
Come, 2K21's current gen version of My League provides endless possibilities for you to play through. So what? Championship.
Hey, I'm the 2KMC, and I'm here to present your top plays. The week. Tipping things H. Late in the game, and they're looking for a win. Steals the ball, pushes the ball, and then punts the ball over two defenders. Next up, we have Shaq in the red. Can you because they certainly as they streak down the sideline and throw it down on everyone. The entire team jumps up like it's a party. But this isn't a block party, it's a block party. Winning assist. No penalty time here, folks. This match but not game. 22 to really horrible. Vote for your top play of the week. All to be featured in a future episode. #2KTV. on the 2KMC. Peace.
Traffic in New York City making its way back and forth between Manhattan and the borough of Brooklyn. Our setting tonight. Welcome to 2K Sports. We have the NBA. DA, it's all yours.
Kevin, thanks very much.
All right, David, thank you. So the New York starting five. It's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Payton is out there with Barrett. And it's Harkless in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Nets, Irving and LeVert are gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight. And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. And so it's Dinwiddie who brings up the ball for the Nets. Coming off that win against Minnesota.
And I credit the shot selection in that one. It's hard to stay patient, but you see the reward.
Well, typically, Greg, great decision-making leads to great shooting percentages. I thought that team played a very smart game.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. In the corner, Barrett with it. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Barrett's got 9.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Here's LeVert. Lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Baskets like this demonstrate who Karis LeVert is. This guy is a fighter.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And just a shade over 70% from the line a season ago. That's an area I'm sure he wants to improve.
From deep three-point range. No good on the last second attempt there. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And earlier we spoke with Kevin Durant about surviving the grind of an NBA season.
How can we be the best version of ourselves?
Well, Durant may not be the in-your-face type of player, Greg, but he gets the message across for sure.
He's not going to yell at you. He's going to show you how it's done and expect that you're as committed to winning as he is.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
Just stretching out the floor in that first. They had the defense scrambling.
And that was obviously the plan coming in. Now the big question, can they maintain that efficiency from range as the game goes along?
Setting the floor for the Knicks. Ntilikina out there with R.J. Barrett. Then there's Prez. Then it's Taj Gibson.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post. And R.J. Barrett setting records in the ACC for scoring as a freshman. Talk about his offensive package.
Well, Greg, for me, this guy is wired to score. He can dribble it, he can shoot it, and he can pass it. And I think he's at his absolute best when he's attacking the rim.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thank you and good evening. The Knicks made changes in coaching and the front office since the start of last season. But the question is, can they move forward? Their last winning season was back in 2013. Amidst the frenzy that is the media in New York, they'd like to make headlines going forward for all the right reasons this time. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
This guy is such a good all-around player. Karis LeVert sharpening his court awareness and finding his open teammates.
Here's Ntilikina. Dinwiddie covering. Here's Gibson. And the layup's good off the glass. Gibson's got his first 2 points of the night.
If Taj Gibson gets around the rack, you understand this guy is going to make an opportunity.
Timeout called the Nets. Greg, not all drafts are the same in terms of talent. 2019 was a year to remember.
No doubt about it. I mean,
and a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the... So it's Brooklyn now. They've only allowed 2 so far here in the second half. Offensive rebound. Allen kicks to Irving. Barrett against LeVert. Second shot opportunity. That one off the back iron and out.
And he rushed that, no doubt about it. The D. Alice position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. Then it's Joe Harris. Then there's Allen. And it's Boykins in at the 4 spot. So that's the Nets 5. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Irving, good.
You wonder what the defender who has to check Kyrie on a nightly basis is thinking. He's dialed in. There's no checking him.
Payton finds Randall. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Physical presence is former Kentucky Wildcat Julius Randle, but he's got some mobility to go along with it. Move and attack in transition.
Good on both. You know, people have talked about Julius Randle's game. He's a power driver, isn't he, Greg? Guy just bulldozes all the way in.
I like that phrase, Kevin. Very fluid for his size. A pretty good ball handler and passer. I think his shooting is where he's still filling in the gaps. Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Payton looking it over. Pulls it from 20, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Well, you've got to be decisive in catch-and-shoot situations, and Julius Randle leaves no doubt.
Irving passes to LeVert. Here's Allen, and that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Back to Payton. Randall dishes to Barrett. Winners. It's good. This game is all even.
R.J. Barrett with excellent vision. And it's not just the vision, it's the ability to put it on time and on target. Nicely done.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Scooped up. The pass to Harris. LeVert with it. Shot clock at 5. Over Peyton. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. LeVert's got 15 points.
That's just a feel that you have in the pick and roll game. Really good understanding of how to break the defense down by Karras.
And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. Dinwiddie's checked in for Irving. The Knicks also changing it up. Bobby Portis is checked in for Randall. And it's Marks in for Barrett. The Nets have gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Pass to Boykins. Over Prez. And the Nets miss again. And here's Peyton. He'll bring it up for New York. Trailing by 2. And Peyton throws it down hard.
Well, the burst and the vertical of Elfrid Payton to hammer it home.
35 seconds left to play here in the third. Dinwiddie against Payton. Dinwiddie passes to LeVert. Drops one in from the wing. LeVert's got 4 this quarter.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
And that one, good.
It's really important, guys, that Elfrid Payton continue to make these shots. When he does, it makes this team so much better.
Tie game in Brooklyn. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision making at every position.
And with 3 quarters for the Nets, Jared Allen's checked in for Jordan, and Irving subbed in for Harris. Free throw, good, Irving.
You've got to show composure, and he comes through right when the team needs him most.
And New York, looking at who they've got, Knox out there with Prez. Then it's Taj Gibson, and it's Ntilikina in at the point.
Well, Frank Ntilikina comes into the NBA as the 8th pick of the 2017 NBA draft. You do have to remember, this guy had professional experience before coming here. He played in his native country of France.
First, and that brings them within single digits. That one falls, so he hits both of them. 26 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
Pass to Johnson. "12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Fires for 3. No good from Boykins. Now Prez from the stripe. Can't connect. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence in their opponent.
And that's going to do it tonight for our broadcast. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later. Up next, the Nuggets taking on the Suns. For the Nuggets, they started the season with a win. Tonight, out to make it win number 2. Suns, Nuggets. Tip-off just moments away. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for DA.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Sure is. Thanks, DA. Looking at the starting 5 for the Phoenix Suns. Rubio and Booker, they're the backcourt. Saric and Ayton at the 4 and the 5. And it's Oubre in at the small 4. Both athletic in so many ways.
You know, it makes me hearken all the way back to college, and one of my teammates, Stacey Ogden, one of the greatest athletes I ever played alongside. Well, we're going to see a lot of his impact in tonight's game.
Baines, it's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Out to Morris. Grant against Baines. Grant the pass to Plumlee, and stolen by Booker. And Phoenix pushing it up now. The shot is good. And so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4. And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. They trail by 3. And it's Grant in the corner. Knocks it loose to stop the run. Phoenix grabs the miss. This the first chance to take a look at the Nuggets this season.
In this game, just the first of 4 meetings between these two. They'll get quite familiar with each other by season's end.
You know what, guys? I don't know. I get the feeling that this could be an interesting matchup this season. This first game will tell us a lot.
Phoenix leading by 3. Booker outside. Fires the 3. Sinks the three-pointer. Booker's got 9 points.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Nugget shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
And basketball in the blood for Devin Booker. I mean, his father, Melvin, started at the University of Missouri and played pro ball. Started in high school. Devin trained with his father, trying to follow his path.
Malone's checked in for Plumlee. And Phoenix also making a switch. Johnson, he's checked in for Bridges. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Yeah, 3 turnovers. So
on Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Shaking big out there with Kelly Oubre. Then there's a Then it's Ricky Rubio. And it's Boyd in at the shooting guard position. Suns trail by 6. And we know the story. Booker moving from Michigan to Mississippi to live with his father and develop his skills.
And 4:30 a.m. alarms to train on the beach before the summer sun. Getting to practice 2 hours early and staying late. Booker, not a freak athlete, so he had to work harder and drill the fundamentals.
Pass to Jokic. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Ayton.
And, you know, the potential the Joker has is exciting. Jokic, a big man who can score, pass, and rebound, and do all of those well.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Denver.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Plumlee comes in for Paul. Now, here's Bridges. He's covered closely. Just 5 to shoot. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. The Suns have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this one.
And one of the highlights last year for this group was the fact that they were so efficient from the charity strike. That's a huge factor. Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the stripe, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
Outside Porter. Back to Murray. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Good on the bucket. Murray's got the lead up to 7 now for the Nuggets.
He's super hard to guard, is Jamal Murray, because he's got all the shots, including recognizing when to use the floater.
Rubio against Murray. Pass to Ayton. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got his 4th assist in this one. Now the pass to Jokic. 50 seconds left to play here in the half. In the corner, it's Plumlee. Murray outside. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Harris, good.
Poised and under control. Harris doesn't get nervous or out of character when the shot clock is about to expire.
Rubio looking around. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Monte Morris is checked in for Denver. And a change for the Suns. Booker's checked in. Both free throws good from Rubio.
Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
Rubio against Morris. Good D by Rubio. And so it's the Denver Nuggets with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Ricky, how do you guys put this thing away in the second half?
We got a lot of turnovers. They got a lot of layups, and that can happen. We have to take care of the ball.
We'll see if you can do that, Ricky. Thanks. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. One guy who's been getting it done is Michael Porter.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of it.
Millsap and Jokic, the big men. The backcourt is Murray and Harris. And it's Porter at the 3. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets.
And if you're drawing up your starting 5 for team irrational confidence, Jamal Murray makes a strong case. This guy is fearless.
Was reported to be Hunter Biden's email. And what it was a picture. See on the screen here, this is just a handwritten note.
First free throw is good. And Murray, we know, can be streaky, Greg. Still mid-30% for his career from three-point range.
Of course, the degree of difficulty pretty high on a lot of his shots. Off the bounce with a hand in his face. And he's more than a shooter, a versatile scorer who can get it done in a variety of ways.
And so Murray nails both of them.
And Murray has a full package. I mean, he's a deadly shooter and a surprisingly good penetrator, too. A terrific guard.
That one falls. Ayton's got 10.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
Jokic kicks to Porter. Outside Millsap. Back to Porter. From deep. The shot, no good. Now the Suns take it the other way. Fast break, here come the Suns. Oubre's got the ball.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
The importance of the three-point shot never greater than right now. In your eyes, there are some players who are just absolutely dead, solid, perfect from distance.
No doubt about it. And you know, there's three guys to me, though, that kind of separate themselves. And it's one, because you have to honor their ability equally off the dribble, from three, and at attacking the paint. Steph Curry, James Harden, and Damian Lillard. Those three guys can all hit pull-ups and step-backs from range off the dribble. They all got great vision, you know, so they can take advantage of defenses that get caught loading a little too much. And then they also are terrific in the paint at getting to the free throw line. So those are the three guys, I think, that create the most havoc when you start talking about having a guard at three-point line.
Count the basket. He's got 11.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Barton passes to Millsap. Here's Jokic. Here's Harris. Sweet little floater. Harris has got 5.
An aggressive offensive player. When Harris has a quality look inside, he takes advantage of it.
Rubio against Murray. They double him with Barton. Oubre, no one around him. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Here's Harris. Here's Millsap, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Well, he's a fighter now, and he's physical, so he'll battle you inside, and Millsap's going to take it right at you. He really forces your hand when you're defending.
The first one falls.
You know, it took a little time for Millsap to develop and blossom into the NBA player he is, but once he did blossom, this guy became a star quickly.
Malone's checked in for the Nuggets. Jeremy Grant comes in for Gary Harris. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
Far from an ideal start here. I mean, this half just 1 for 4 so far.
Pass to Boyd. Booker with no one around. Nailed from three-point land. For the Nuggets, Mason Plumlee's checked in for Malone. Porter comes in for Paul Millsap. And Morris subbed in for Will Barton. And for the Suns, Shake and Bake comes in for Frank Kaminsky. And Mikal Bridges subbed in for Johnson. Suns leading by 5. Passes to Boyd. Now, here's Bain. He's guarded by Plumlee. Here's Bridges. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Bridges has got his second basket of the game.
That is super efficient, getting in deep and then taking advantage.
Denver's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Now here's Murray. T right on him. Teardrop shot, Plumlee, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And the big fella, Mason Plumlee, you know, he can start for some teams in this league, but he's been dynamite off the bench for the Nuggets.
Yeah, you take a look at his game, Greg, and defense and rebounding and finishing, all high level. But one thing that's underrated, but I appreciate a lot, is his passing game. It's come a long way. He does a lot to help you in a reserve role.
And that one misses.
They're not doing themselves any favors with their free throw shooting this half.
He's off on the second. And so Booker will bring it up for the Suns. Booker draws the double. Looking for Bridges. He gets it there. The shot will not fall. Nice D from Porter. The Nuggets trail by 7. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And the shot goes in.
Boy, what a big night for Porter Jr. Coaching staff believes he has the potential to play like this all the time.
And Booker kicks to Bridges. There's the pass to Boyd. Another 3 for Phoenix. And here is Murray. From deep three-point range, and the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's Devin Booker making highlights for the Phoenix Suns. His production has been flowing as he's tallied 20 points and looks to be planning for more. And we've got more NBA action. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
The Nuggets with some changes. Malone's checked in for Michael Porter. Will Barton comes in for Harris. And it's Jamal Murray in for Monte Morris. 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Jokic. Lets it go from deep. Good! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
And the Suns call time here. They're up by 1. 23 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And now we present our New Balance player of the game, Devin Booker.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
Phoenix calls timeout. They're ahead by 1. We've got 22 seconds left in the game. And that's an intentional foul.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
And so both free throws are good. And it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, how about the nerves there? Those free throws put them in a very good position. 3 points clear.
Denver calls timeout. They're behind by 3. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And if you can get a 3, shoot it. Otherwise, get the quick 2 and a foul.
Either way, they got to score the ball.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Mike Malone had some words for his team during the break. He told them they have to keep fighting. He said, hey, look, we're right here, but we can't make mistakes. We got to be aggressive and smart. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
They didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
And you know, guys, when you watch Rubio, he's one of the most hyped international prospects ever. Scouts were right about his ability to manage the game.
Denver calls timeout. They're down by 3. We've got 13 seconds left to play in the final quarter. What do you think, guys?
And if you can get a 3, shoot it. Otherwise, get the quick 2 and a foul.
Either way, they got to score the ball.
And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here. Here's Murray to tie it up. Bullseye! A tremendous three to tie it up.
Hey, you can't just have skill and confidence to make big shots. You got to have a big ticker, too.
And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, we're back in a moment. Well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ball game. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime. So Phoenix will get the first position. And so it's Denver who comes out on top here. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came on in the extra period.
What a ride. I mean, I thought it might end in regulation, but you know what? They came through big and did exactly what was necessary once we got into OT.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. See you. Welcome to 2K Sports for another. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Kevin, thanks very much. The Thunder surpassed expectations last.
They're such a great reflection of their coach. Thanks, DA. And now Washington's starting group. Ball runs the point with Beal at the 2. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. And it's Singleton in at the 3 spot. And for Oklahoma City, Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Paul. Anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
And they take the lead.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Pass to Hachimura. A minute 50 left here in the first quarter. Wagner kicks to Wall. The offensive rebound.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
Schroeder outside. A three ball. Good on the three-point shot.
And right there, Dennis Schroeder shows some confidence by nailing the jumper.
And remember, in the early part of the process in Philadelphia, it's taken Noel a little time to define his role in the league.
The length and athleticism is just something that you can't teach, and that keeps people intrigued about Nerlens Noel. His skill set continues to be a work in progress, but there's been some signs of a turn for Noel now.
Here's Bost. And it's Wagner with the rebound.
He may not be the strongest inside presence in the league, but still, he's got to convert from there. This is a one-man show right now. He's on a mission to get him out of this hole.
Here's the franchise. Down low. And Adams kicks to Gallinari. Gets a very good look and converts. Gallinari's got 8 points.
Sweet shot from Gallo. So many ways he can hurt you.
For Washington, they've gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second. 5 of 10. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. The franchise is out there with Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's Jerome in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. And that one's good. Wagner.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thanks very much. Well, Steven Adams could be the league's most physical presence. All-star Jimmy Butler said that he is just so strong. Butler says he hit me with a screen, and I thought my life was over. Adams said his strength doesn't help with blocking. The refs are like, get up. Guys, he has a sense of humor about it, and maybe that's a counterbalance to his great physical gifts.
You're right, D.A. He is strong. Thanks for that report. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. The franchise passes to Adams. Some solid defense from Bryant.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Wagner.
And how about the read from John Wall? He knows the angles, sees the opportunity, and makes the right feed.
Knocked away. And there's the pass to Adams. Adams drawing the double team. Here's the franchise. Here's Gallinari. It's blocked. They retain possession. Adams, the pass to the franchise. Shot clock at 2, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
They haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Hachimura is checked in for Thomas Bryant. And Adams, no good on that one. It seems like every team, Greg, needs that one enforcer, that one guy who's going to get under opponent's skin.
Well, in one poll of coaches and players, Adams was voted the second dirtiest player in the league. One guy said he's real physical, but maybe he crosses the line. Throws the sneaky elbow here and there, commits extra hard fouls, yet Adams usually escapes foul trouble.
Gilgeous-Alexander in traffic uses that athleticism.
Wall passes to Wagner. Hachimura with it. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Oklahoma City out in front. They lead by a... All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of a... The Thunder going with a whole new group out there. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Mahimi's checked in for Bryant. Bertans comes in for Rui Hachimura. Napier, he's checked in for Singleton. And Smith subbed in for... passes to the franchise. Pass to Bost. Over Smith. Misses off the right iron. Washington has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Taking a look at the Wizards. Travis Berton's out there with Mahinmi. Then there's Shabazz Napier. Then there's Bradley Beal. And it's Smith in at the point guard position.
Really heads up there. A play where you locate the best open pass and then you get it there for an easy bucket.
Here's the franchise. Rebounded by the Wizards. Berton's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Napier. No luck that time in the shot that would have put them on top. Thunder have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. And the rejection by Mahinmi. Out to Smith for the lead. Good. It's Beal picking up the assist. Smith's got the lead up to 3 now for Washington.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
The franchise passes to Noel. And here we go. Washington fast break. Smith, no luck. Oklahoma City's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Here's the franchise, covered by Smith. No good from the franchise. Here's Washington. They're on a 10-2 run here. Out to Smith from the arc. Drills it from outside. Now it's a 6-point Washington lead.
And I like how he draws the attention on the inside and then the nice little kick out in rhythm for the jumper.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And one of the premier floor spacers in this game now. Berton's great. And so it's Washington who scraped by with the win. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for him.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA.
At the school cause I never followed rules. Was a good kid at home so my mama was confused. I just wanted to choose, trying to keep up with the crew. How'd y'all get everything new? I'm from the same